So I'm here with Katelyn Harris from strateglligence Business Consulting, and we are talking about cybersecurity and finances and how to make sure that when you're working with banks and customers and vendors that you're not being had. So thank you, Katelyn, for joining us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. Let's start with the basics, right? Talk to me about strateglligence. Now, full disclosure, we work with strateglligence. I know what you do from the services that you guys provide, you and the team provide us, but talk to me about strateglligence. Talk to me about where you're going, what you're doing.
Definitely. So, Strateligence, we are like a one-stop shop for businesses to basically come on board and navigate their financial situation. So, whether that be, you're looking to sell, you're looking to grow, you're looking to expand, or you just simply need basic level accounting, we can do all of those things. So what our goal is to help businesses and small businesses primarily, to reach their financial goals. So sometimes the companies don't know what those are. Sometimes they think they know what those are. And so, we come in as consultants and we kind of review where they're at, where they're standing currently, and then kind of, move forward from there and take them through what we can do.
I think one of the great things that the strateglligence team brings is experience in both running organizations and banking. And I think it's important because when we were talking to you initially, we weren't really sure what our financial future could look like. We knew what we wanted to do, but that experience in helping us evaluate vendors, financial vendors and partners, and think through how to build out revenue models was huge to us. Can you talk for a quick second in regards to some of your other customers, I mean, or us, but some of your other customers on how you're helping them with do the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, currently we have a lot of clients who are in all different spectrums. We have clients who are in a bad financial situation, they're trying to get their way out of it. So building cash flow models and kind of getting a week by week basis of, these are the things coming in, coming out. On the flip side of that, we also help people get approved for financing. I have 5 years of financial experience in the banking system, so I do have a little bit of that underwriting background knowledge. So, we help put together, really packages for the bank, packages for investors, packages for equity firms that are looking at the companies. And then we also have companies who, they don't really know where they're at and they want to know, like, do I have the option to sell? Do I have the option, or what am I even worth? And so that's a big question that we run into with our businesses is, can you help us do evaluation? Can you help us understand ourselves? That way, when the time comes for us to be able to sell or look at expanding or hiring more people, we know exactly where we're at.
I want to talk about valuations for a second. Earlier today, I was having a conversation with a new potential partner, and we were talking specifically about valuations as it comes to M&A or even passing businesses down generationally, right?
Right.
Succession planning.
Right.
Um, I think valuations are huge. It's a big area in regards to cybersecurity. We're doing a lot in M&A stuff. We're doing a lot in, hey, let's make sure that you have in place something to sell from a data integrity standpoint and a security standpoint, because you're not going to get anything if you don't have an assessment, if you don't have the tools in place. Are you seeing now more opportunity or growth in valuations and sales than even like a couple years ago?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Valuations are different depending on if you're going like a finance banking route versus just as a business owner like yourself. You look at valuations from a banking perspective and, they're looking more at, hard numbers of what are you bringing in? what are your expenses, things like that. And then, you look at it from a business owner perspective or somebody who's looking down the road to sell. And there is a lot more that goes into it. And, there's actually courses and actual licenses to be a evaluation expert for businesses now that didn't used to exist. So it's definitely a field that is growing. And I think people are starting to realize that, especially when it comes to data holds value. And so, you have data, you need to be able to determine, what does that value bring in your target audience of where that value is going to be held. So it's definitely something that's growing 100%, and will continue to grow. And I'm sure there will be tons of more ways to, add value to your company that are going to come, especially as, the cyber world grows and we gain more knowledge there.
I love what you just said. Data holds value. I think most business owners don't recognize that data holds value, and that's why you need to secure it and protect it. But more importantly, that value, whether you realize it as a business owner or it's important to you, it could be data that's not important to your business that could still hold value that increase the overall valuation
Absolutely.
of the organization when it comes time to
Absolutely.
go for financing, sale, or whatever. Um,
Absolutely.
on another note, you and I have worked together quite a bit and talked about setting up policies and procedures as it comes to handling financial transactions. What are two or three things that you would advise small businesses, growing businesses, businesses that are changing hands to look at or implement as quickly as possible based on what you've been doing with strateglligence?
Absolutely. So, for strateglligence, we typically do come in either following somebody that's left or coming in taking over. So, it's definitely something that we deal with on a daily basis. The big ones are your financials. You should not have multiple people having access to your bank accounts, having access to your credit cards, having access to, anything that's related to the accounts. I do understand that from, like an ease of use perspective, sometimes one person's out, it's good to have that, but you really have to be careful at the access because, as being in the cyber world, just because you trust me and I have access to your account, you don't know what's going on in my environment or where I'm working, especially now that we're all remote. That's a big problem that we run into.
Mhm.
The other one is email. Email's a big one. I'm a firm believer, and there should always be a separate email account for anything that's invoicing related, things like that. It never works out well, especially in a transition period when one person is getting all of the data or multiple people are when it comes to invoicing or bills, things like that. So those would be probably my two biggest would be, having caution as to who you're giving access,
Mhm.
to your financial, and then also having, some sort of standardized email boxes for things coming in and out of your company.
Got it. Got it. Now, in a different vein, strategintelligence business consulting, right? It's right in the strategy and intelligence, right?
There you go.
This is
Yeah.
this is what we're talking about. How are you helping organizations with their strategy from a financial business standpoint? Can you talk about that? Because I think that's another area that a lot of organizations, especially small mid-sized organizations, haven't necessarily had the opportunity to mature into. Can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our team, Ken specifically, the owner, he has 35 years plus of CFO experience. He's taken multiple companies through mergers and acquisitions. There's a basis level of tax understanding that we have. So, our goal is to help companies, make the most strategic decision, whether it be, hey, I need to put money aside for taxes at the end of the year, or hey, I know these people who are interested, in June of 2023, what do I need to do to get ready for a private equity firm to come along, things like that. So we spend a lot of our time in the initial kind of wrapping our hands around your books, your processes, what you have going on. And then, we chip at the little things first of, hey, instead of, like I said before, having a inbox, is having all your invoices go to one person, let's do an AP inbox. That way things are here, and just slowly start adding things on. And then, once we're able to build our financial models, able to build those things and create a better understanding of the financial picture, that's when we really can get, down and dirty, like Ken says, is we can say, hey, these are the things that you should be preparing for. You're looking at expanding, you're looking at all this growth. What are you going to do employee wise? Are you making good decisions on who you have employed? Are you putting them in good places? Are the people that are there, are they going to be able to be utilized to their full potential where you have them? Things like that. So those are the strategy things that a lot of small businesses really don't have. They start the business and they're trying to keep afloat. And then once they get to a comfortable spot, everybody's kind of like, well, what now? And so typically those first 3 to 5 year mark is kind of just like everybody's sitting around going, hey, we're operating, we're not making a ton of extra profit, or we're growing a little bit, but we don't really know what's next. So that's kind of where we come in and help elevate.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Side note time. What else do you want to talk about?
Oh my goodness, I don't know, you tell me.
You tell me.
I've covered it all. I mean, intelligence, woo, finance. I think typically when I'm giving like elevator pitches and things like that, I typically cover everything we have. Hey, small businesses don't really know what's next, don't really know where they're going. We step in, we do the financial forecasting, we do things like that. That's an important one. We touched on that. I think we've covered. I mean, that's really what we do is we come in and we help. So
Katelyn, as you know, Arcus is helping small, mid-sized companies, a lot of organizations that don't have the resources or even, quite frankly, the experience they need to be able to secure their environments to avoid being hit by ransomware and other things. Let me ask you, where are you seeing your biggest growth as strateglligence? What types of clients are you finding are coming to you? Where are you working?
yeah, absolutely. So we have found that, pre-COVID, a lot of people were, getting out of their 9 to 5s. A lot of technically savvy people jumping into, hey, let me start a business. I'm good at what I do. I know what I do. I can do this. And so, a lot of them jump right in. And a lot of them survived COVID, and a lot of them, but just based on their pure skills. So that's kind of where we're seeing now that these people have, started their businesses, they've got a base level there. How do they learn the business aspect of what they're doing? Anybody can go out and start a business, but understanding the background of the finance, of the accounting, of the strategy, that's what is really, really important. So we find we get the most out of our clients who are truly in that situation, that they are, they're new businesses, they've been around for a couple years, they survived the pandemic, and now they're looking at it going, okay, I don't even have QuickBooks. I just have been using an Excel spreadsheet, and I hired my CPA to do all my work, things like that. And so, we're able to come in and help them get internal processes in place. And, a lot of the owners are just there to, they know their niche, they know what they're doing, and they're awesome at it. And, they can build houses all day long, but they're not super comfortable with the financial side of it. So that's kind of where we step in, and we're like, okay, now that we know that you can build houses and you're great at it, what can we do to help you grow? And what can we help you do to understand your business? And kind of go from there. So here at Strateglligence, really what we're doing is we are helping the technical experts, the business owners, kind of add the strategy, add the financial aspect, helping them grow beyond just themselves, helping their businesses develop, and really reach whatever goals they have. We bring all that to the table and try to assist as best as we can. And that's really what we're here. That's what we're here to do.
Nice. Well, I know that we've had some great success with you guys, and know what the team is doing, and you're growing pretty quick too, right? You guys keep adding. I'm amazed. I mean, good for you. you're adding people all the time. You're adding clients all the time
Yeah.
from OC, which is huge. And you can work with anyone anywhere,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We have clients all over the country. We're not opposed to working outside of the country. We have lots of opportunities. One of the biggest things we're seeing right now is, as we're headed towards this recession, as we're headed towards whatever the economy is going to be, a lot of the first staff that are getting cut at companies is the financial staff. So we're finding that there's a lot of companies who are saying, listen, I can't afford a CFO, I can't afford a controller. I'd rather hire somebody fractional to come in and do it for 10 hours a month and just kind of get our bare minimum needs in there. So that's something that, we're running into a lot, and it has helped our growth. I mean, it's a great industry right now to be in. So yeah.
All good stuff. I see us leaning as bigger and bigger opportunities come to Arcus. I see us leaning into your entire team to discuss, best ways to, what's that expression? You can't eat an elephant in one bite. You have to
Take chunks.
take it out in chunks, right? So being
Yeah.
able to lean into your team to evaluate the best way for us to move forward financially um, has been incredibly beneficial.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we really enjoy watching you guys grow. You guys have overcome so much in the last 6 months that we've been working with you guys, and we as a team are excited to see where you guys are headed, and we're happy to be a part of the process because it's just up from here. So
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Those are kind words from a smart financial woman. A smart woman in finance, I guess, is maybe a better way to, and strategy. But thank you very much.
Arcus is great. I love Arcus.